Today we're going to talk about sunscreen reapplication. So we all know that in order to get fully protected throughout the day, you're supposed to reapply your sunscreen every 2 hours. We also know that that's relatively difficult, especially if you wear a full face of makeup. So I have on a full face of makeup today, and I just want to show you ways that you can reapply your sunscreen so that you get protected throughout the day. So let's get into this. First things first, here's how you're going to reapply your sunscreen. You're going to get yourself a mist, a sunscreen resetting mist. I have 3 to share with you today. And then you're going to need a sunscreen powder. Now, if you are dry, the simple way to do it is that you are going to mist first, then powder. You usually have to give the mist a couple minutes to dry down so it's not too sticky in all of the mists that I've ever tried. And then you're going to use a powder, and then you're going to mist lightly again. This will leave you with a very, very light, dewy finish. It is what I do often. It's kind of a sandwich method as far as sunscreen reapplication. Basically, depending on how your skin is, whether you're oily or you're dry, your last step is going to be the thing that's going to leave the finish. So if you are oily, you are going to powder first, then mist, then you're going to powder again. So you kind of do it in the opposite order. So you're going to leave the last thing that you do is going to leave the finish that you want. This way also, you're going to get kind of more of an adequate coverage, and you're going to get kind of layers of SPF, and essentially you're going to get better protection throughout the day without sacrificing the finish that you want. Okay, so let's talk about the mists that I have tested out. I have 3. I have the Kate Somerville. This is the uncomplicated SPF. This has been around for a really long time. Now, this one is the most expensive of the 3 that I have. I don't love this one. I want to share this one with you today because it's, kind of been around for a long time and it is an option. So the reason why this one is not my very, very favorite is it's relatively expensive. It has a pretty strong fragrance, and I find that it leaves me a touch sticky. However, this one probably has the most kind of matte finish. Even though it's slightly tacky, it definitely does leave a little bit more of a mattified finish than the other 2 I'm going to share with you today. So this one is an SPF of 50. It's the highest SPF of the 3 options that I do have. So for that, it gets a plus. It's an aerosol. Now, I have to say that this aerosol doesn't come out, it's not as fine as it could be. I'll show you. Kind of comes out almost like a hairspray. The scent is lavender. So if you're okay with a lavender scent, it does have that. I feel like when you spray that right into your face, the scent just kind of punches you in the face. So just know that about this one. You can hear that you need to shake them really well. All of them you want to shake really well. So this is the first option. I will say that I am dry skinned, so the matte finish isn't as important to me, but if you are an oily skinned person, you might like this finish a little bit better than the next 2. Okay, so that's the Kate Somerville uncomplicated SPF 50. Next is going to be the Supergoop. This is the resetting spray. This is SPF of 40. This one has a manual kind of pump, so you're not getting that aerosol spray. I actually prefer that kind of a spray over the aerosol. I feel like there's a little bit more control with this. The only thing about this is, I'm going to show you, I had this idea to show you guys. I feel, do you see that? See how it sprays unevenly? It's not a fine mist. So like when I've sprayed my face down, parts of my face get doused, and then the other parts of my face are kind of finely misted. It does also have a scent. It's that Supergoop. It's almost like a light mint scent, and I find it super duper pleasant. It is not overpowering like the Kate Somerville. And I do think that the finish on this one is decent. It's not super duper shiny, and it is not matte in any way. The other thing about this one, for me personally, is that it bothered my eyes. Most of them are chemical sunscreens, and that can irritate the eyes. This one, I put a picture up on Instagram, you guys. This one got me. I have a trouble for some reason with a lot of Supergoop products with my eyes for some reason. I don't know what it is. I know a lot of people love this. I wanted you to know that it is an option. And again, though, you can still see right here where it's sprayed. I mean, see? Do you see how it sprays out? So even though it looks like it's this fine mist, it isn't. The final option is from Sunbum. Now this is their SPF of 45. This one also comes in the manual spray nozzle, okay? This one, let me grab a new piece of paper. This one does have more of a fine mist. So I'll even do a bunch. Do you see how that is? So you can see how it's spread out, and that was with a ton of sprays in one spot. A really fantastic sprayer. It sprays a great amount at a time. It is the least expensive of all of them, and it actually is really similar in ingredient deck to the Supergoop, only this one doesn't seem to bother my eyes. I kind of wonder if it's because it's such a fine mist. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to bother my eyes. Now, this one definitely leaves a dewy finish. I have to give it a little bit of time to dry down, but it is not super tacky like this one. It actually just leaves you kind of, a little bit dewy. So this one is one that I highly, highly recommend. I think it is perfect. It is the least expensive. SPF 45 is a respectable amount because you're not going to get SPF 45. You'd have to douse yourself in order to get that. So let's say you get SPF of 20 with a normal person's application of this. Then you top it with one of the brushes and you actually have a decent reapplication. This does also have a fragrance. So this one kind of smells like a very, very faint banana scent, which is typical of Sunbum. Personally, I think it is absolutely delectable. Do I wish they didn't have fragrance? Sure, but they all seem to have fragrance. So to me, this is the best option I have been able to get my hands on. Okay, so let's talk about the powders. I will tell you quickly, the Arcona is beautiful. It is $45 and it is zinc and titanium dioxide. It's kind of the OG, you guys. Comes like this. You push this down, it's got this that you depress. You depress that once or twice and then you kind of shake out the coverage and you put it on. To me, this one is the most like makeup. It actually looks like a mineral makeup, so it gives you that finish that has a little bit of coverage almost. Now this one comes in one single color, it's translucent, but it definitely gives you kind of like you have put on a setting powder and with a little bit of coverage. Next in line is the one from Jane Iredale. This one would be my favorite because I do think it leaves the most beautiful finish ever. It is expensive. It's like $59. You get 2 refills of the powder. You plop the powder in there the first time. It comes out like this. The brush is beautiful and it's big, and so it really can kind of buff in evenly the color. The color, there are 4 different colors, so there's kind of a range, and it's gorgeous. I really do like it. The downfall of the Jane Iredale is that the active sun filter in here is titanium dioxide. Now, titanium dioxide is a great sun filter for protecting us against burning, but it doesn't protect us adequately against aging rays. So it's only going to protect you against the UVB rays in this one. That's great and all to protect from skin cancer because UVB rays are primarily responsible for skin cancers. But in my opinion, if you can, you definitely want to protect yourself against both UVA and UVB. Okay, so that's the Jane Iredale. The Tarte, this one is really, really nice. I think there's a little bit of a flaw with the packaging. It does the same thing as the Arcona where you get the brush is protected. This is a soft, beautiful brush. I will give that to Tarte. Their bristles are glorious. This is there. I'm pushing really hard, you guys. Really, really hard. Finally, it pushed. So there might be a little bit of, I don't know, the packaging leaves a little to be desired as far as, getting powder out. Okay, let's get to the affordable options. We have Mineral Fusion and we have derma-e. Both of these are significantly less expensive than any of the ones that I just showed you. and they're excellent. Now, they're a little bit different from each other. The Mineral Fusion to me leaves more of a matte kind of airbrushed finish. It is absolutely translucent. I don't feel like you get any coverage with it. You really get just sort of an airbrushed veil of powder, okay? But it is more mattifying than the derma-e. The derma-e is a similar kind of veil, but it is a little bit more luminous in my opinion. It definitely does leave you oil-free. It takes care of the excess shine from the sprays or from your own, facial oils, but it doesn't leave you quite as matte as this one. So to me, it's a matter of preference between the two. Both of these have zinc and titanium dioxide, and the zinc in both of these, which is going to give you your UVA protection, is like 20% in each of these, and then they both have a decent percentage of titanium dioxide as well. This one, it sheds a little bit, but I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, it's a functional tool, and the fact that it is so much less expensive means I will actually use it. I actually was surprised, because I'm dry, how much I loved the Mineral Fusion. I really think that it leaves this beautiful, kind of refines your pores, mattifies, but not in that kind of look, makes you look like you've sucked the life out of your face, because you need to be a little bit generous with it. You really do. Again, though, you got to work to get the powder out. You kind of have to shake it. Neither one of these have a thing that you depress, so you just shake the powder out. Yes, powder, fluffs into the air, so we're probably wasting a little bit of it. That's just the way it goes if you want to have this kind of reapplication. Let me know in the comments if you have tried doing the layering technique when you're doing your reapplication. I feel like this is one of the most important things that we can do this summer, and it will help us in the fall not have to take 10 steps backwards to recover our skin from sun damage happening this summer. I do hope you guys are having a really wonderful day. I hope this video was helpful, and I will talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.